So look, the concept of the Breakfast Club was we wanted to create a party in the morning.
Marcus, one of my favorite things one of my favorite words that I hear you say often is you started with a plan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? Like I really admire and respect that. If someone is starting today looking to set up something similar, whether it be in the hospitality industry or even online, what are some things that you would recommend or suggest they make a part of their plan?
Well, let me start, because to make a part of the plan, I think it may be a tad presumptuous, considering the fact that, entrepreneurship is way more popular and accepted today than it was 20 years ago, right? I was an alien in 1999 when I decided I'm gonna leave my job and step out and quote unquote be an entrepreneur, or do my own thing, as we used to say. But in this new era where entrepreneurship is heavily sought after and people want to participate in it, and in this era of quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I have all these things accessible to me, a plan may be an afterthought. So I don't want to presume that they're going to do that. And so the first thing I would say before telling what should be in the plan, I would have to say you got to make sure that you create the plan. I even saw this clip one time that went viral, and I understood the intent. That went viral that said, even if you don't have a plan, just get started. And I understood the intent, but I cringed behind it. I cringed because I thought that it would lead too many people astray from the importance of creating a plan. What's my man name? Will Smith in the movie Venus and Serena Daddy? He would constantly say, "Hey, I wrote the plan. I wrote the plan, so I know how this is supposed to go." And that's the importance of the plan. Having an idea of how it's supposed to go. It doesn't mean it's going to always go their way. It doesn't mean it's not going to change. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to scratch out or erase or make adjustments or make amendments. It just means you have a framework from which to work. Now, what should be in that plan? Start with your vision. What is it that I'm trying to create, and what do I see? What's in my head? I equate creating a business plan to breathing life into your dream. When you sit down and put pen to paper to write out your plan, and you bringing it from your head to your hand to that paper, then you are breathing a breath of life into that plan. And you have to include in that, what is it that I'm trying to accomplish? Where do I want to go? What do I see in my head? The vision statement is incredibly important. A lot of other important stuff, but it starts with vision.
So it's called the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Can't leave out the.
Right.
Can't spell club the regular club way.
Right.
So talk to us. How'd you come up with that name?
Yeah.
How'd you come up with the two instinct, the and the K? Talk to us about that process of naming your brand.
Look, and I'm adamant about our name. I'm adamant about it being the Breakfast Club. I tell people that when you are naming something, there's something. This is how I see it. When you're naming something, there's something spiritual that comes with that, right? You are taking what the Creator has placed in your head and in your heart, and you're bringing it into the universe. And the name that comes along with it is something spiritual. It means something to me. I say that for brand names. I say that for people's the best way I can get people to understand it is, I had a young lady who she was interviewing. Her name was difficult to pronounce, according to her. And I asked her what was her name. She told me, and she said, "Well, you can call me." And let's say her name was Ajane, and you just call me AJ. No, I want to call you what your mother and your father labored over while you were in your mother's belly. Before you had yet hit this earth, they thought about this, and they gave a lot of thought to it. She laid her head on that pillow, thinking about what did she want to call this being she was bringing into the universe. And so it's important that we appreciate what that mother thought about, what that father thought about, and take with high regard the name that was assigned. And that's the way people ought to think about their brand, their name, right? This is something that was given to me. That came to me in a dream, in an aha moment, in an epiphany. Whatever way the creator, gave you that aha moment, that's how you should treat your brand in representation, in putting it out there, in representation and in protection. But wait, I don't. So you asked how did it come about?
Yeah. That was too good. I was gonna leave it at that.
So look, the concept of the Breakfast Klub was we wanted to create a party in the morning, right? We wanted to create. So a few friends of mine and I think I shared the story with you guys. We were riding around one night and we hit up a couple of spots, and as we hit those spots at the end of the night, we started talking about where we wanted to go after that. And as we talked about it, the places that we went afterwards didn't match. So normally, when you're hanging out at night, you go to the bars, you go hang out. At the end of the night, you go somewhere to get breakfast, right?
Right.
And the places that we ended up going to, they were normally light bright, right? The lights are real bright. They're ice cold. The music is whack. And I was like, man, it'd be great if we created a breakfast joint that was seamless, that fit into the places that we've been going to all night. Even more important, it'd be great if we could provide that atmosphere, get people in a party mood, in a festive mood, in a vibrant mood in the morning as they got themselves ready to go to work. That part about how you start your day was incredibly important. So I wanted folks to have a good time. The club part was about being inclusive for everyone. It was about making sure that any and everybody that wanted to participate in what we're doing on the corner of Alabama and Travis, that they had the opportunity to participate. That caused me some strife and some headache when I was looking for funding from banks, and they were like, "Well, who's your target audience? Who's your target demographic?" And I refused to give them one. I told them I don't have a target audience. I don't have a target demographic. I said, I'm trying to open this space for any and everybody that wants to participate, which went against the grain of traditional thinking when trying to start a business. They wanted you to identify that you were trying to reach a mother who had 2.3 kids and had $100,000 household income. And that's not what I wanted to create. I wanted to create a place that any and everybody that wanted to participate could, in fact, participate. We wanted to open the club up to anybody that wanted to be a member. And so that's how it was about breakfast. It was about everybody being involved. And that's how the name The Breakfast Klub came about. And, of course, the article THE was just about it, making a statement. We don't just serve breakfast. We don't just do breakfast. Breakfast is who we are. We are the Breakfast Klub. We're not just some place that serves breakfast. We're not just some place that serves waffles and grits. We are the breakfast spot. And I heard you say the best restaurant in Houston. I take that and receive that. But we are still the best breakfast restaurant across the nation, hands down. And I'm ready to put these hands up for anybody who want to challenge.
Listen. I'm not going to dispute that. I promise you, I'm not going to dispute that at all.